All right, so I did measure the log. It's 10 feet long. Red oak, and the way you can tell red from black is not the wood, but there's no yellow cambium layer in behind the bark. See what it's torn out right here? It'd be yellow in there. Identify it's a black oak. So this is a red oak. I swapped over from the semi-skip full chisel to full comp semi-chisel. And I ground this last night. So it's full comp semi-chisel. I ground it last night. I just set the rakers, depth gauges, stops, drags, whatever you want to call them. And what we're going to do, and also, so you can see the finish on this I was milling with a semi-skip full chisel chain. You can see the finish, a little bit of tear out right there, a little bit of tear out right here. What I want to do is I want to compare on this 100cc saw with a 56-inch bar, which cuts faster. Okay, so semi-skip, full chisel chain, and it was sharp. I touched it up in between every cut. I'm getting through this 10-foot cut in less than a tank of fuel. And now I got full comp semi-chisel, both filed at 10 degrees. And we're going to see, if you want to see the time comparison, I'm not going to know till I go home and look tonight. You can look at my cuts that I posted up 2 days ago. Sorry about this, it's trying to get you stuck on a log here. You can see my cuts from 2 days ago. God damn. Oh, there we go. Hold on. Just get this thing like this. So if you see my cuts from 2 days ago, you can time it out. Check the time. You guys can write it in a comment for me if you want. If you'd be able to probably time it. Oh, well, I won't post it up till tonight. So I'll be able to see the comparison. But my impression is that chain just ground with the burr on the top is going to dig like hell at the beginning. I think the RPMs will be down from the other chain, obviously, because you got way more teeth engaged. And I think it's going to cut faster. That's what I believe is going to happen. And I think the finish is going to come out much smoother. And I will do my best. It's going to be a big 3-inch heavy slab. I'll do my best to pull it off when we're done. Hopefully this video doesn't run too long. And we'll compare the finishes. It's going to be a cold start. I hate that downward angle, but you can see the whole log like that. So you're not going to be able to really see my face, which might be a good thing, but you'll be able to see the saw chewing through. Cold start, and let's go at it. All right, couple observations. It was way faster cut, way faster. It's self-fed the whole time. I had to hold it back like hell. It got really caught in this little crook because the mill got stuck in here. There's a lot of dirt on this log too. Wow. Yeah, I mowed through some pretty bad dirt there. In through here. I'll show you the chain. Chain's still perfect. It cut great. Way faster than the semi-skip. Way easier. I barely had to push on it like in the beginning coming through here. You know, I was holding it back more than anything else. But let's pull this off and let's see what the finish looks like. And I'll take you off there in a second. It's gonna be heavy. Yeah, the finish was 1,000 times better, just without even looking at the rest of the log. I mean, this is like silky smooth. So I'm gonna go through some ants. Yeah, the finish is outstanding. I don't know what it's going to look like in that area where I got stuck, but we'll check it out. Then I have to go get a bobcat to get these out of here. I don't want to drop it in the mud. I'll get it that way, get it out of the mud. Wow, nice slab. Beautiful. Wicked figure through here. I'll show you in a second. I'll get you out of the thing so you can see it before the sun dries it, fades it. What a difference though in the cut. I'll keep that semi-skip around for a backup. Look at the figure in that. The figure right here. It's pretty wicked. So hopefully you can see my hand in there for scale, how smooth this came out. This came out really smooth, way smoother than the semi-skip full chisel. No comparison. No comparison. The only ding in the whole thing is right here where I got stuck. I got stuck in this little crotch right here where the mill got caught in between and was pulled itself and caught itself like that. But man, what a difference. Look at the rays down there. Rays all through here. It's gonna be a wicked slab. This is these two slabs are real money slabs right here. This is really nice. Yeah, let's take a look at the chain. I ran out of my auxiliary oil. It went dry in the middle of the cut. I was revving it afterwards just to see if I was still oiling, and it did soak in between all the links. If you can see there how all the links are wet. Teeth look good, nice and clean, still sharp. I don't really see any damage, although I did go through some dirt. And since it ripped the burr off, when you grind these and it makes a burr on the top, that gets ripped off in the cut. So now they're smooth on the top. That leaves kind of a raggedy edge. So what I'm going to do before I make my next cut is I'm going to real lightly, still in the mill, I'll throw this up on my tailgate, and I'm actually going to file it both ways, just real lightly, just to dust up the cutting edge. Get rid of that raggedy where the burr ripped off. It's going to look like a sawtooth if you used a magnifying glass, like a microscope on this edge. It'd be real raggedy, and that'll dull and round over time. So I will really quickly touch it up. It'll take me less than 2 minutes to do 168 drive link chain. I'll go all the way down this side from both ways, from one side, pull it forward, same thing, like just 2 or 3 real light swipes along the cutting edge, 3 trips down the top of the bar does the whole thing. And you could do it all from one side. It's not going to make a difference. You're not filing it out. All you're doing is just dusting off the cutting edge real lightly. So yeah, I know time-wise that was way faster. Finish-wise, it's way smoother. You guys saw what it was pulling the whole time. You know, it's pulling. It really was pulling some big granular stuff in the beginning when it still had the burr on. You can see. It's kind of the dust. What happens with this, when you pick it up, the dust kind of comes to the top. But you can see how granular this stuff is. Now some of this is going to be noodles. Some of this is noodles ripped out of this when it's pulling with the along the grain here in this crotch. But it's very, yeah, you can see all the noodles up here. So this is what it pulls when it's going through a crotch like that. These big old curly noodles. It didn't really get down to real dusty until the end, and again, it was probably pulling noodles out of that too. But it's definitely wiped the edge off, but it cut perfect. I mean, 10,000 times easier. Man, there is so much ray fleck in this. You can see it starting to shine. All the ray fleck starting to shine as the top fades out in the sun. It's going to be wicked. So yeah, we'll be able to compare the two. If you didn't see my videos that I posted up 2 days ago, it should be just below this one. Watch that one, the second cut. Don't watch the top cut. Watch the one that says third cut. It was the slab that was right on top of that one. So you have a real direct comparison, because that cut went right around the radius. I'm actually on the underside of the radius on the back side. See right there. I'm on the underside of the radius on the back side, so this is getting smaller now. And I was on the top side of the radius on the previous cut. So those two cuts are definitely a very similar size slab. And both chains were sharp, both rakers set the same way. No, absolutely zero comparison. And you saw over there in that crotch with the 56-inch bar, I had what, about 4 inches on the 48, so I was right about 44 inches across there in, you know, in red oak in that cut, and it was just self-feeding. I wasn't even having a push on it. If anything, I'm moderating the throttle, trying to hold it back a little bit so it doesn't dig in and bog it down so much. So yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, so I'll dust that up and I'll make another cut. I'll probably shoot another video. I'm sorry for the camera moving around, but I mean, I'm out here down and dirty in the field, so you know, this is just the way it is. So I got to get a bobcat, move this trailer out of the way, so I can get in there and get that slab. Or I guess I could just pull my truck out. I'll see if the trailer bobcat hookup is over there. If it's over there and I don't have to go looking for it, I'll just move this trailer for the rest of the day. But yeah, that's what's going on. Big 3-inch thick. And we'll get it dusted up. I'll cut at least one more. I'll shoot a video on that too. So hope you guys are having a good one. It's gonna take me a second to get my glove off to turn this thing off. I brought a couple more big mill saws with me. See if I was gonna, you know, number one, in case one shits itself, and number two, in case I just want to run one. So I got a couple more with me, but I'll post this up tonight. Compare the times. Let's have a discussion about it.